Hello guys, this is going to be an unusual video for us, but I'm on a Skype call with Sean, and he does. We're not going to show his face right now because, well, it's not really.
He's camera shy.
Yeah, he's camera shy basically. And so what this video is I'm going to be telling a story. It's going to be kind of a long story, kinda. It's a big story built in with little stories, but So basically, I went to Canada one year. I forgot what year it was, but I forgot when it was, but me and my mom and my brother took a trip up to Canada. And basically, what happened was we met these people in Jamaica when we were on a vacation there. I'm not gonna say their names because that's not cool, but we met them there, and they invited us over to Canada to come to their house and visit and all that stuff. And I thought this was gonna be okay, but the kid was a freaking nightmare in Jamaica. It sucked. He was like the worst. I don't want to tell these too many stories, but basically, probably the next year or so, we go up to Canada. We're like, okay, this can be fun. We drive up to Canada. We drive up through the border. We lived in New York at the time, so we were kind of close. So we drove up there, and there's my dog. We drove up there. It was quite fun. The drive, and then we stopped. I forgot where and then we finally get there. We go to their house, and we like knock on the door. Okay, it's up. And then they greet us. We come in, and they already have all this food ready, and we're starting to eat. And the day goes well until later. So my mom and the kids, the mom and the dad, are in the garage. I'm with them, and they put on some music. Oh my gosh. So the mom and dad, except for my mom, they got drunk and they were freaking drinking so much it sucked, and they kept playing music and they were dancing. If you guys can picture this, two kind of big people drunk just dancing around to this different music. And they really wanted me to dance, and so I danced. And it was pretty much it for that day. So I go to bed. And so I go up to my room. Me, my brother, and the kid sleep in the same room for that day. And it goes well until the kid and my brother, the kid forced my brother to start jumping on me, on my stomach, like just up and down like I was a freaking bouncy house. It sucked. And what I ended up doing is there was a basket to the left of me, so I grabbed the basket and like put it on top of my stomach, and when the kid and my brother jumped onto me, I threw him off and my brother hit his head. The kid freaking got away fine, and so I ended up having to sleep with my mom that day. And so the next day I wake up and my brother tells me how this kid freaking dragged my brother downstairs in the middle of the night and made him watch a horror movie, which my brother's freaking terrified of horror movies. So he couldn't sleep probably the whole time through Canada. And so anyway, the different days go well, I guess. We went we went down the next day to like this place and we rode around in their boat. There's no really good stories about that other than the kid freaking pretending to drive off the damn car, but that was pretty much it.
This kid sounds annoying.
Yes, this kid was freaking annoying. He would probably ruin the whole trip. And so I think it's the third day or fourth day. I can't remember which day it was. We go up to a cabin. We go up to a cabin pretty far up. And also, I forgot. Did I mention this? We were in French Canada. So I don't think I mentioned that. We were in French Canada, and pretty much everybody spoke French. Obviously, that's why it's called French Canada. And so that's just made it hard. This will come into play later. So we're going up to the cabin. We have different cars. So we drive up there, and we drive to the cabin. We park. So that day, I see the kid on the couch, playing on his little iPad. I go to see over what he was doing, and he's playing this card game. This is just a small story. Later I find out the kid freaking was spending like hundreds of dollars on the game. So that was interesting to find out. But later that night, this sucks. So they had chocolate too, and the kids' parents were saying no one could have chocolate, and for all of us to go to bed. So me and my brother and my mom go to bed. There's a bunk bed. Me and my brother sleep on the top. My mom sleeps on the bottom. So me and my brother are restless. We can't sleep. So what happens is, me and my brother get up and we go to sneak out of the room. And we go out there and the kid's freaking like pigging out on this damn chocolate. And he ate literally all the chocolate. There was no chocolate left. And so me and my brother were pissed, but we didn't say anything because we didn't want to get caught and get in trouble. So we go back in, we tell our mom, and she's like, okay, we're going to try to leave as soon as possible because this is starting to turn out pretty bad. So the next day, we go out to the lake because the cabin was near a lake. And so we go out on the lake and we go fishing. And funny story, no, we didn't go fishing. We went on a boat. But anyway, I'm terrified of fish. I hate fish. And so my mom told me this to get me in the lake. She told me there was no fish in Canada. So, yeah. I go out. I'm like having a blast, swimming around in the water. And another story happened here. So this kid, he had a snorkeling thing, like, so you could go underwater and look under, snorkeling. And he let me borrow it. So I put it on. And like I said, I'm afraid of fish. He freaking yells, shark. He just yells that, and like, there was an actual shark. He made it seem like, and I can't know how to explain this, and it just sucked. And so I freaking, like, panic. I'm panicking, and I freaking throw everything off and try to climb into the boat, and his freaking snorkeling kit sinks to the bottom. And then he starts crying and screaming and yelling at me. And at this time, I had this is just another thing that'll come into play later. My tooth. I remember I had a loose tooth, and so I was gonna get like tooth fairy money, and get some of that, and ended up I didn't even get any money. Put it under my pillow. Next day, the tooth was gone, but no money. But yeah, I think it fell. But anyway, so I told him whatever money I get from the tooth fairy, I'll give it to him, and he was like, okay, and he was all happy again.
Well, it's his fault for yelling shark.
Yeah, I know. And so we go back to shore, and this is just funny. I see these people fishing, and I'm like, I told my mom, those people are idiots. They're trying to fish, and there's no fish in Canada. And so, and then a couple like minutes later, we're inside, and we go back out to go like to the lake again, and they had caught probably like 30 fish. And I look at my mom, and my mom never lies to me, so this is just kind of a really, but yeah. And so anyway, so yeah, we go out to the lake. We don't really do much. We just kind of like sit on the like walkway out to the lake, and we just did that. So we went to bed. Next day, they had gone out and got like Canadian sausages or something. We had that for breakfast. That was actually pretty good. But
That's good.
yeah, I know. So we go out to the lake again, but there's a little trampoline a little bit farther out. It's like a water trampoline, so you can jump on it out in the water. And now that I learned that there was fish, when I was like, they forced me into the water, and I had a panic attack, and it freaking sucked. I was like screaming because I was so scared, and I freaking touched the bottom, and it was all muddy and gross, and it freaking stole my sandal.
So you still scared of fish?
Not as much, not as bad. Not as bad as them. That was probably the worst. And so, anyway, we're going back. I tried to get up, but I couldn't even get on the freaking trampoline, so I basically swam out there for nothing. And then I swim back, I go into the room, and then I go to sleep. Next day I wake up. My brother and my mom brought these little toy guns. One for me, one for my brother. And at this time I was pretty young, so it was like, we loved these things. And the kid wanted to play with one. And so I was like, okay, here, take mine. He freaking breaks it. And I'm like, really? Oh my god. And so anyway, what he does is, we go out into the car to get another toy gun, because I think my mom had another one. And the kid and my brother the kid accidentally slammed the car trunk on my mom's finger. And I know, and it was like, for probably 10 seconds, it almost got detached. We had to freaking sew it. on. It was gross and sucked, and she almost lost the front of her pointer finger.
Ow.
I know. And after that, that same day, we pretended we had something back in New York, so we got to leave. Oh no, we pretended one of us was sick. We pretended I was sick. We said I had strep throat. So we're going back. The worst thing happens. So first thing, I'm just gonna say this now. We were driving at 90 miles an hour, and no, we didn't get pulled over, but we were driving 90 miles an hour, trying to get as far away as possible. And as we're there's this bridge connecting Canada to another part of it, like over this like huge water place. I don't know what it was. And so you drive over it, and there's like probably two. Right as we're about to drive the first one, we see a freaking spout, which is a water tornado. So we have to freaking pull into this other, to this hotel. We have to sleep there the night. And I'm just gonna tell you this, guys, before. So since I was kind of bored there on the way there, we had gotten these Legos before we left, and so I had these custom like Lego guns, no biggie, and the kid freaking stole them, by the way, so that sucked too. But they were custom, and I was using them, and the kid stole them, like I said, and the mom, you know, that girl, she wanted to know where I got them. And you guys are probably thinking, well, that's not bad. She just wanted to know. It's bad when she calls you at 1 a.m. in the morning when you're trying to sleep and asking you. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not like, oh, it was pretty late. It was like probably like in real life it was 12. No, it was 1. And I probably went to bed at like 12, I think. I think that's when it was. I didn't get much sleep. We were driving, and we were trying to get as far away, so we got pretty far, but we just didn't get far enough. And so she calls me at 1 a.m. asking me, where is it? And I was just so tired. I didn't want to have to deal with this, so I told her, and I freaking blocked her on my phone. I blocked her. I didn't care. So she couldn't call me again. And so anyway, so we go to stop. The next day we start driving, and we have to stop for gas. And you guys know how I said we were in the French part of Canada. So we stop at a gas station, and they only spoke frickin' French. And so that sucked. So we had to just like, I forgot what we did then, actually. I think we just...
Wait, didn't y'all just fill up?
No, we had to go inside to pay. It was different.
Oh.
So yeah, we went to go inside to pay. It sucked, and yeah. And so we basically drive back, and that's it for the story of Canada. My worst trip. So anyway, guys, if you guys made it this long, thank you for watching, and bye.